One more before your son barges into the room. Today is the 10-year anniversary of Real Madrid's 2-0 loss to Barcelona in the Champions League semifinals. Barcelona fans reminded us of the Messi goal a million times. Obviously, a million other things like the Pepe red card. But maybe even more famous than that, Mourinho's post-game press conference, the Porqué one. What do you remember of that press conference? Do you remember how you felt during the moment? And how does it play out like 10 years later?
Wow. I'm not going to be able to finish this in 5 minutes. I think my kid is going to lose some sleep tonight. I watched that match at one of my best friend's wedding on a mobile phone. And pretty much all the WhatsApp group that I was mentioning earlier was at that wedding. The groom is another socio, and he didn't even think that the wedding could be at the same time that Real Madrid Barcelona, so he scheduled the wedding. And we were lucky because it was the match was when the party started, not when the wedding was taking place, the proper wedding. So we took a phone and we were outside, 15 of us, watching the match on a mobile phone. And I'm talking 10 years ago. You can imagine the definition. We couldn't even figure out what was happening, and it was only the voice yelling and screaming and Pep is being sent off, blah blah blah. And we were so mad when the match was over that one of them said, "Mo is going to speak today." I can remember the words. Mo is going to speak today. And I'm like, I don't even want to see him. He's like, yes, we need to watch Mo. So we changed from the phone to the radio, and we turned on the radio, and we heard the Porqué live. And it was just such a shocking moment because there were at least 150 people dancing 10 meters away, and there's these like 10, 12 nuts just looking at Mo's press conference, bitching about the whole thing and UNICEF and stuff like that. So I see Mo, because this becomes a question about Mo and that era and the Clásicos and all that. I see Mo today as a necessary evil. It was evil because that's not the Real Madrid I want to have in my life and not the Real Madrid I was used to. But I think it was necessary because we, to some extent, needed to wake up. And it kind of awakened some belligerence that we had lost. And we kind of have grown accommodated to the fact that Barcelona were an outstanding team and that we had to wait for another 10 years for us to be able to compete with them. And we didn't need to. We are Real Madrid. It was just a question of mentality and mindset and going after them and playing our own match. So, yeah, that's. Do you see how well I remember the press conference, because it was such a bizarre surroundings to watch Mo make probably his biggest, his most remembered public moment, together with the eye poke, of course. So yes,
that was great.
That's I'm glad we're past that. Actually, I'm glad.
I couldn't believe it was actually been 10 years, but that was a solid divergence. I think that was worth it to hear that story. That was good. That was great.
I think I was old enough to be Eduardo's son 10 years ago. That's a crazy amount of time before.